Guys, we've got another moody artist. If you know, you know. Today, we are talking about another one of my favorite 2010 romance novels. Well, like in the decade of the 2010s, let's put it that way. This is Easy by Tammara Webber. Again, I know that some of these novels that I'm throwing out here are sort of old, okay? They're very dated in a lot of ways, but you know what? I think that it's always good to look at where we've been and where we've come from. And this book, honestly, this book checks all of my boxes. Literally checks all of my boxes. So first of all, we have Jacqueline. Okay, so Jacqueline is our lady. She's our girl, right? Like our girl. I really like that this book does not have the multiple perspective type of thing going on, because I don't know, the multiple perspective thing, I'm always just like, what? Why? I don't need multiple perspectives. And so this is 100% entirely from Jacqueline's perspective. And as the book opens up, we find Jacqueline, she's at this frat party, okay? We love college life, okay? We just love college life. And she's at this frat party. She just broke up with her, well, she didn't just break up with her boyfriend. This is sort of like a few weeks after breaking up with her boyfriend, or rather her boyfriend breaking up with her. Slime ball. But she's broken up with her boyfriend, feeling really sorry for herself, right? Like she's just like all mopey and sad and everything like that. So she's like, you know what? I'm out of here. Peace out, Boy Scout. I am out of here. Her friend is inside. She's like, you know what? I was the DD, but you're sort of preoccupied with your boyfriend. So I'm out, okay? So she's walking out to her car and she gets attacked, okay? Like, she's about to be raped and everything like that, and bad news bears, right? But she is rescued, okay? So here's the thing. This is a box that gets checked for me right from the get-go, okay? Chapter 1, boy saves girl. Number 1, like, a reason to love him from the start, okay? I'm sorry, but if there is not a romance novel where the guy saves the girl, I'm like, why am I here, okay? I am all about female empowerment, but listen, honey, there is not a successful romance in the world that does not include the guy saving the girl. I'm sorry. Strong opinion, I know, but it's just fact. So from the get-go, she gets rescued from this attack, and I mean, listen, it's enough to make you swoon. Okay? I also really like that the attacker's name is Buck. Okay, so he's a frat boy. The frat boy names just kill me in this story, okay? We've got Buck, we've got Chaz, we've got Kennedy. Like, these are such frat boy names. It is not even funny, okay? So just putting that out there, a little side note, because I could not get over them. I was literally, it's just like... So after she gets saved from the attack, what we see from Jacqueline is that she's recovering from multiple things, okay? So she's recovering from the fact that, oh yeah, my boyfriend broke up with me. And then this guy that she knew, that she has known for a really long time, or, well, not a really long time, but for her tenure at school, she's known him, attacks her, okay? So she's getting over and healing from 2 things, right? She's healing from 2 painful things, healing from 2 scary things, healing from 2 abrupt and sort of like, oh my word, like surprise things, right? And so that is where we find Jacqueline. And, she's in this place where, she was healing from the breakup, but in the process, she's skipping classes and she's trying to avoid seeing her boyfriend. So she is in a pretty dark place, okay? She's in a very dark place. She's pretty vulnerable. She's pretty, I don't want to say like lacking confidence in herself, because she doesn't really seem to lack confidence in herself. But what we see in Jacqueline is that she was swept up in her boyfriend. And we see this a lot. We see this a lot with, in anybody really, but especially with young love kinds of situations, is where the girl sort of attaches herself to the guy. He becomes her identity. Right? He becomes her identity. It's not because he's necessarily doing anything wrong. She's just, right? Like, that's just really natural for a young girl who's trying to keep the attention of a guy, is that I will just do whatever you want me to do, right? I will just do whatever you want me to do because I want you to love me and I want you to stay with me. And so we see that with Jacqueline. And Jacqueline has, now she doesn't have what her identity was, right? She came to this school following this boy. She's done all of these things following this boy. She's like, what do I like to do? Who are my friends? Where do I belong? Because everything I've done had to do with my boyfriend, and now he's gone, right? Now he's not a thing anymore. And so we see Jacqueline, she's trying to sort of find herself. And she's like, right? And I loved that. I loved the fact that it was like she is really trying to find herself. She's trying to like recreate herself. It's not from a place of I am not confident, right? Because we don't really see that with her. We see that like she's pretty confident in her own skin, and she's confident in like her talent and in what she like her pursuit, because she's a musician and she's confident in that. She knows she's good at it. She is a confident person, but she's not that kind of confident person where it's like, oh, so now I'm just gonna like be a raging college girl and all this kind of stuff. No, she is a confident person who is just trying to figure out like, where do I belong now, right? Where do I belong now? She's not like obnoxious or loud or anything like that. She's just quietly confident. And I love that. I mean, I really did like Jacqueline quite a bit because she wasn't this like, oh, poor me, right? Like it wasn't like, she was looking for a guy to make her who she was. She already had that. She already did that. She already found her identity in a guy, and it didn't work out. And so she's trying to discover who she is as an individual. Now, we're going to look at Lucas here. So Lucas is the one that, Lucas Landon, whatever the heck his name is, right? Lucas is the one who saved her from the attack. And Lucas is incredibly protective. Lucas is sort of this edgy looking guy. Like, he looks like he's trouble, but he's like a very safe person. And what I really liked about Lucas is that he just genuinely saw Jacqueline for who she is, right? He isn't trying to make her into anything. And so Kennedy is Jacqueline's boyfriend, ex-boyfriend. What we see with him is that, once again, a lot of times he assumes things about her. He assumes like, oh, well, like this is who you are, right? Like, and this is, right? And she comes out and is like, well, that was all, right? Like that was all just to please you. That was like, everything was for you, right? But with Lucas, it's not like she is becoming somebody different just to be around him, just to be right for him, just to appeal to him, just to keep him around. He finds her appealing for who she is, and he's not trying to change her, and she's not trying to change in order to please him. I loved that. I loved it that it was like they were just two people, and it was like, I like you, right? Like, I like you. Not only that, but guys, he is a moody artist. He is a moody artist. I have talked about my love and just passion for moody artists. I love these guys, okay? I love them to pieces. And that is exactly what Lucas is. Not only that, but he's a smart, like, brainy moody artist, okay? He's like an engineer or something like that. I'm like, wow, boy's like got all the boxes checked here. So he is super protective of Jacqueline, and he also he accepts Jacqueline, and like they're not trying to necessarily like change each other, but he is a very you can tell he has a lot of secrets throughout the story. Throughout the story, he's sort of a mystery. He's sort of one of these people where it's like, man, like something happened to you, right? Something happened to you. Something happened in your past that you're holding back, but it doesn't make him a jerk. Okay, it doesn't make him a jerk, and it doesn't make him directly harm Jacqueline. That always sort of just irks me to pieces. Whenever it's like you're reading a male character and it's like they do have a haunted past, great, like whatever, right? But it makes them hurt the girl, okay? Let's think about Miles in Ugly Love. Let's think about right? All of these guys in these romance novels that it's like, oh, well, I have a haunted past and so it makes me hurt you. Like, that's twisted, buddy, okay? Like, you need to go to therapy before you even think about being in a relationship, okay? And so with Lucas, it's one of those things where it's like he is a mystery, and you can tell something happened bad in his past, but it's not an annoying mystery, and it's not a harmful mystery, right? It's not like it is making him harm Jacqueline. It is it makes him actually protective of Jacqueline, and it makes him very careful with Jacqueline, and it makes him kind to Jacqueline. You get this sense where it's like he is going to tell her, but in his own time, right? And it's not making him a bad person. It's not making him a bad person. And with that, it's like, this is a guy that I could actually fall in love with, right? Even if he does have these mysteries, even if he does have these like elements that it's like, I'm not really ready to share with you yet, I could fall in love with him. And I could understand why Jacqueline was falling in love with him, because he's a great guy, right? There's so often, I think about in the Break My Fall series by Chloe Walsh, the whole, Lee and Kyle situation where it's like, why are you guys falling in love? You have these secrets and it is making you hurt one another. Why are you falling in love? With Jacqueline and Lucas here, it's like, we're falling in love because we're good to each other, right? We're falling in love because we're good to each other and we like each other and we like being around each other and we're pleasant company and, right? We're good to one another and we're good for one another. And so we're falling in love. There was something to fall in love with. It wasn't like the secrets and the mysteries and the pain were making them like harmful to each other. And so like this is a safe place, okay? That is like throughout the story, it was like, these are safe people. Like, these are safe people. Jacqueline is safe for Lucas and Lucas is safe for Jacqueline. It wasn't like I was worried that, like, throughout the story, even when I knew Lucas has a secret, it wasn't like, this is going, like, it's going to be really harmful to Jacqueline. I just know it. Like, I never felt that way. Throughout the story, it was always like, Lucas is a safe person. Lucas would never do anything to hurt Jacqueline. And so I adored it. I adored that. And that, I mean, this story is very simple. This story is incredibly simple in just how it's constructed, how it's told, the elements of it. It's one of those things where it's like, girl's broken up with, alone and attacked, boy comes, boy comes and saves girl, like all these things, right? Boy comes, saves girl, and they sort of start this relationship together and they are moving forward together. It didn't feel like there were all of these complexities in there that weren't necessary, right? It didn't feel like we were like sidetracking to these things that it was like, why are we here all of a sudden? It didn't feel like we were trying to make something of different things that weren't there. It was just a simple story, a simple concept. It was dealing with deep topics, and it scratched the itch, right? It scratched the itch. And that, like, I love this book. I love this book just because of the simple nature of it and the fact that it was like, we're not trying to be something that we're not, right? We're not trying to be something that we're not. We have some super dependable characters. Like, I was never worried that Lucas was going to do something super sketchy. And it wasn't like there was these super sketchy moments where it was like, oh, like, I don't trust you anymore, right? Obviously, Jacqueline does do something somewhat sketchy, right? Going behind Lucas's back to find out what happened to him. That was pretty sketchy, right? But at the same time, it was like, it wasn't one of those major betrayals of like, oh, you, the classic, right? You made a bet with your bros that you were going to do this to me and then you fell in love and you just didn't know, right? Like, it wasn't sketchy like that. It wasn't like, it was none of that. It was never like, oh, Lucas was keeping these secrets because he wanted to hurt me or he was trying to avoid hurting me. It was just like, I just didn't talk about it. I just don't talk about these things. I just don't, right? It was never this like intentional betrayal. It was never this intentional sketchy behavior. And oh my gosh, like, listen, this story just scratched the itch so good. It scratched the itch so good. And it wasn't all about like, oh, like, I'm just so, like, everything is so sensual and I'm so physically attracted to him and all these things. Like, it was very much so this feeling of like, he's wonderful. Jacqueline is wonderful. They are wonderful. And there's a reason for why we're falling in love. There's a reason for why we're getting so close. There's a reason why I'm attracted to you. You are a safe person for me to be around. You are a good person for me to be around. I don't feel like I'm in harm's way when I'm around you. Like, it just had a good feeling. The relationship had a good feeling. And again, there was just something very satisfying about this story. It's a short story. I mean, it's like maybe 28, 29 chapters. I mean, it's a short, simple story, but it checks all of the boxes, okay? It's a simple love story. The girl stays empowered, but the boy's taking care of her, right? And I love that. I love that element. And so, yes, this book, I mean, I'm all about the simple love stories. I'm all about the simple love stories. We don't need to complicate things, okay? And this one, it was just, these are very dependable characters. These are very dependable characters. And that is what I love about, like, pretty much all of the romance novels that I love. The characters are dependable. The characters are people that is like, yeah, I trust you. Like, I trust you. You know, yes, you are not revealing everything to me, but I trust you. And so this story, no different. I love it. I love it. So yeah, those are my thoughts on Easy by Tammara Webber. What are your thoughts? Have you read this story? If you have not read this story, please do. Please go immediately and like get your hands on the story and give it a read, because it's so cute. It's so wonderful, and it's just like, it is I purely enjoyed this story. Every moment of the story, I'm just like, yes, I love this, right? Like, I love this. And it was just like, it embodied the kind of romance that I think like this is beautiful, right? Where it's not like the girl is feeble, but it's not like she's offended that the guy is taking care of her. And that's what I love. That's what I love. So drop your thoughts in the comments down below. I would love to hear them. I would love to hear what your thoughts are on Easy by Tammara Webber. Is this an easy read for you, like it is for me? Because it is. Also, the cat's name is Francis. What did I tell you? Okay, the cat's names, I love cat names in stories, okay? So the cat's name is Francis. We love that. So yes, that is all I have for you today. Very short, very sweet, just like the story. But yeah, I will see you in my next video. Thank you for hanging out with me, and yeah, see ya.